Hello lovelies, you're welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to cut this beautiful ball gown for kids. So if this sounds like what you want to really learn, stick around till the end of the video. So to start with, I'm going to be using this pattern paper to cut it first and then on the fabric. So first, you want to fold your fabric into two. Okay, first of all, I folded into two. And then the next thing, I want to take my shoulder measurements. I'll be using the very top as my shoulder line. So my shoulder divided by 2, I just marked it right there. And then because this is a baby gown, I'm going to be using 2 inches for the wideness of the neck. I'm coming down by less than half an inch for my shoulder slope. And then I'm coming down by 4 inches for the baby chest line. That is the bust divided by 4. Okay, the next thing, I'm going ahead to mark the half length. Guys, there's no need for an under bust. This is a baby dress, so it's just the chest line and the half length. This is all I'll be working with. So I'll go ahead and rule out my shoulder line. And then the next thing is to take my 2 inches, which I said earlier. And then the depth of the neck is also 2 inches. You don't want this neck to be too wide. And I'll connect it all together. So the next thing I want to do right now is to take the bust measurements, guys, divided by 4, and I'll just add 1.5 inch allowance to it. You can go ahead and add 2 inches to it depending on what you want. Then on the half lengths, I'm going to be doing the same thing divided by 4, and I'll just connect my lines together from the shoulder to the bust points and down to the half lengths. So you can go ahead and come in a little bit between the bust line and the half length just to give it a little shape, you get. And then the darts I'm making use of is 2.5 inches. So I'll just go on both sides with less than half an inch and connect it all the way up to about 3 inches height. So go ahead and cut out your front pattern. Like this is ready, this is the front piece. Now next thing, on another folded pattern paper, I'll be placing the front on the back, and I'll just take out 1.5 inches. That's going to serve as a zipper allowance. So all I'm doing for this piece is just copy and paste, just like I usually call it, just copy and paste. The only difference is the neckline, okay, and the zipper allowance. So for the back neckline, I'm going to be taking it down by just 1 inch, unless of course you want a very deep neckline for the baby gown. Go ahead and do your choice. So I'll go ahead and just cut it out like so and open up the zipper allowance, and I'll duplicate the dart to the back as well, and I'll just give it a notch. So I'll just label this the zip allowance. Alright, so my front and my back upper piece is ready. So I used the pattern to cut out the lace fabric, and this is going to be for the upper part of the dress. And for the down part, I'm going to be using these 3 different materials. This is a veil net, and this is also an organza material I'll be using for the down parts. And the third fabric, it's the bridal satin. So these 3 materials of fabrics are going to be going down. So back to the upper parts, I'm cutting out a second piece using the satin material. Reason being that the lace is transparent, okay, so you need to double it, just like you see right now. I've doubled the upper parts of the front, and I'm also doing the same thing for the back. So just go ahead and place the lace fabric right on top of the satin, okay, just like you see right now. And I'll just put that aside for now. Now going to the down parts, first of all, I would fold my satin into 2. I want to get the length of the down, okay? So whatever your half length is, you're going to be subtracting it. The half length for this baby gown is about 8 inches thereabout, and the full length is what I am calculating right now, plus allowance for folding the down. So you're going to check all these calculations, you're going to check all these measurements, and then mark exactly what you need to complete the gown starting from the half length. So make sure you subtract whatever your half length is, subtract it, and then you get the full length of the gown. So rule it out and just cut it out like so, and this is what I have. So I will use that piece, and I'll just place it on top of the organza and also cut out exact measurements. Okay, I'll cut out exact measurements for the organza. So just watch how I am going about this. It's very simple, guys. It's just a straight fabric. There's no curves or patterns or anything. Just cut a straight fabric. All right. And then the next thing I want to also cut out is the veil nets. This is actually going to be at the upper parts of this ball gown. So guys, what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to gather up the edges, like you can see, and after gathering it, make sure you hold it firmly and tightly, you know, at the English edge. This part of it is actually the English edge. So you want to take measurements, okay, from the very beginning. You already know the length of the gown. So you're going to take the length of this gown. The net is going to be longer than the other two fabrics I have cut out. So the net is the longest of the three. So I'm adding more allowance to it. Okay, so I'm gathering another part of it because I want it to be full, so I'm making it double. Okay, I'm making it double. So this is another part of it I'm gathering. I'm just going to join them up together. So here is what I have. Just make sure they are equal and on the same length. So now I have three layers all cut out: the net, the organza, and the bridal satin. So I'll just put this aside. The next thing is the lining. Okay, I'm going to be adding lining to this gown. So I'll be cutting the lining a bit shorter than every other fabric that you see right there. So just work with measurements. Measure what you have on the other ones and just subtract about 2 or 3 inches from it for your lining. So now guys, for the sleeve, I'll be cutting a puff sleeve. The length I'm using is 4 inches, and I added about 2 inches allowance to it. And from the very top there, I just carved out my armhole slope, and then you connect it all the way to the length of the sleeve. So I'll be putting elastic at the down of the sleeve. So just go ahead and cut any type of sleeve that you deem fits. This is two-piece, and I'll just notch the shoulder part of it. Alright guys, let's go ahead and join this up. So for the upper part, we'll be starting with the fronts. So make sure your lace is sitting equally on top of your satin, and then you use your lining and then go and sew around the neck like so, and then also the side of it. And the same thing for the back piece. All you're doing is just position the lace on top of the satin, use your lining to place it on top of the right side, and then go ahead and sew the neckline like so, and the zipper allowance like so, and the other side like so. So I'll do this and bring it back to show you, and this is what we have for the fronts. I've also put my darts, and you can see the neckline as well. And then the back piece, this is what I have. So I'll just join the two together, and I'll just go and close this up like this. All right, so I'll be opening it up later, but for now let it be closed so that we can get the shaping of this upper parts. So take the shoulder measurement. You want to confirm the shoulder measurement first and make sure it's okay, and then you take the bust measurements divided by 2. This time around you're dividing by 2, and just mark it right there. Make sure your measurement is well centralized, is right sitting in the middle. Okay, so go ahead and join this up. But before this, I actually forgot to add that there's a belt in this dress. So here is the belt. I actually forgot, and that's why I'm doing it now. So just cut your desired measurements for the length of the belt. I didn't really take measurement for this belt. I just used my discretion. So just go ahead and give it a sharp end at the down part, like you can see me do right now. So follow the way I am cutting it. It's just a straight cutting, and I have two pieces already. So just go ahead and sew it all the way to the very end. Do this for the two piece, and after that I'm going to be placing it at by the side of my piece, either your front piece or your back piece, any which one. So I'll just use a pin to secure it. So your belt is supposed to be sitting close to the half length of your dress, okay? And then I'll just push it inside, okay, and place the fronts on top and go ahead and close as usual. So this is what I have. Okay, I have also gone ahead to join the sleeve. This is elastic at the down, so the upper part is ready. So go ahead and open up the zipper allowance that we initially closed up. So you want to join this fronts and back together. You want to join it the way I am joining right now, and just notch the middle. After notching the middle, you are still going to notch the zip allowance as well. So that's exact allowance you left for the zip. Go ahead and just notch it out, okay? So this is in preparation for joining the down. So first we are going to be starting, I'll be starting with the veil net, because this is going to be at the very top, the front. So you're going to sew it first. So working with your middle, remember you've notched your middle, so you're going to be working with middle to middle. So start forming your gathers or your pleats, whichever design you want to do. Is either you're forming a gathers or your pleats. And then the next thing is the organza. Organza will be coming right on top of the net. Keep forming your gathers like you see me illustrating right now. So you keep forming your gathers all the way until you get to the very end. Okay, from one zip end to the other zip end. So you're going to be forming your gathers all the way. And then right after this organza, we'll be adding the satin. Okay, like you can see, just watch what I am doing. The satin is going to come last. So I'm going to go ahead and pleat. After pleating, I'll turn them over like this and you'll see what it looks like. Just do yours carefully and one after the other. So this is the outcome of the pleated baby gown. So this is what it looks like. Now you can see the opening is at the back side, and that is where our zipper is going to be. But before then, I want to be adding the lining that will cut out, and off camera I have gone ahead to add a semi-soft net to my lining. Just see how I did it. I just added a net the same length but a little bit shorter than the lining. I just added it to the lining just to give it a little bit of weight. So I'm going to be sewing right on top of this whole material, and I'll be gathering as well. Okay, I'll be doing the same gathers all through, and after doing that I'll flip it to the other side and you see what it looks like as well. Okay, I'm done with all that. So you see I have all my layers, the lining, the net which is attached to the lining first, and then I have the other three materials I initially added. So you can see I have gone ahead to fix it in a way that you're no longer seeing the stitches. So the last thing you want to do right now is to fix our zipper at the back. So from the very point your zip is going to stop, you're going to be sewing from that very line all the way to the down parts. Turn the gown over to the front, and that is where we'll be fixing the first layer of the zip. So this is the zip I'm using. Just go ahead and open it up. All right, I'm starting with the parts that doesn't have the head, the parts without the head. So just position it like you've seen me right now. Position it using exact measurements that you left for your zip. Okay, so I'll be taking off the allowances that I don't need, and I'll be cutting that off later. So you're going to be sewing all the way from the top to the down, and you flip it over like this. And I have done that already. So just sew on the line, that line, just sew it all the way to the end. So close up your zip. After closing it up, you want to turn it back again to the wrong side. Remember, we started from the right side. So you want to fix the second layer, turn it over to the wrong side, and make sure your half length is joining each other. Make sure they are equal. I'm using a pin to hold it together so it doesn't move. So you want to make sure it is equal. Now you just sew along this line all the way to the neck side. All right, so that's all. So we are done with the gown for now, and I'm just going ahead to prepare petals. These are little petals I want to prepare just to form a little design at the front part of this dress. So guys, I may not be illustrating with a voice. Yeah, so watch what I am doing right now. It is self-explanatory, and trust me, you're going to understand better by just watching. All right, guys, so be creative with your design. At the end of the day, this is what we're able to come out with. So if you found this video helpful, please give us a like, and don't go without clicking on that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.